Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with Scrap Timber 2022, Day 11. And Day 11's prompt is this sketch by Christy with Christy's Beautiful Life. And it is such a fun sketch. I wasn't sure how I wanted to create those half circles, but I figured it out. And I'm going to be documenting 4th of July 2018. And so I'm going to use this Stars, Stripes, and Sparklers by Simple Stories. It is a simple set, which means it's 6 double-sided papers and a 12 by 12 sheet, which I've not used any of. So for these little half circles, I'm going to cut or punch out the circles from one of the papers and then just cut them in half. And then I'm going to use this stencil by storyteller Vicki Boutin by Vicki Boutin with the Storyteller Collection to make some little firework things on the paper. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, the sketch, and my pictures. So let's see how this goes. So I originally thought that I was only going to use papers from the collection, but then I ended up bringing in a solid because I really wanted more of a solid background and not anything so busy. So I brought in a white background and figured I would really just embellish a lot and just do it up with the layers for the pictures, as well as the inking and the embellishments and that really cool design that Christy had in the sketch. So I definitely considered originally the banner paper, but I felt like I didn't want to do that. I thought it might look weird going up and down the page. So as part of the 4x4 pictures that I'm going to use, since I only have 2, I'm going to use this cut apart with the fireworks on it as the third one. But I don't want the little firecracker part, and I also want to use this paper as the back mat. So I cut it out that weird way so I could have that little 4x4 square with the fireworks, but also keep this blue paper intact. So I almost gutted more of it because I really love those stars. So I end up cutting this down, I believe, to about 11 and a quarter, by 11 and a quarter. I don't think I cut a full inch, but maybe close. Because I wanted more of a border. I love that blue and star background paper, and I wanted it to be visible and not just kind of disappear. So the other thing I did was I took this blue stripe and this red star, which is one paper, it's just each side, and I trimmed out a 4 1/4 by 12, and then I cut them down to 4 1/4 by 4. And that way I would have a mat for my cut apart as well as both pictures. But I put those dark pictures on there and they disappear. And I don't want them all to have to be red. So I decided that I would mat the 2 pictures on white paper so that they will stand out a little bit better and it'll help lighten them up a little. So I put those on this white scrap that I have next to my desk, which helps me get a scrap used on this layout, since that's the goal for 2022, is to use a scrap on every layout. Moving on to the next video, I can see I'm pushing forward. I don't even know. I think I'm watching Graham Norton today while I was recording this. So I feel like that really does a lot more for this layout. And then I end up turning this one to the red. I know I could have done like red at the top, blue, like alternated, but I just really wanted that red on the back side of the cut apart. So, excuse me. Now I'm going to take this chipped sapphire and push this through just with one of the Tim Holtz daubers and make a bunch of them in just random places across the top. And I almost I put it down here, and then had it gotten ink on the paper, I would have done it. But since it didn't, I went ahead and pulled it up. And I put a handful of them across the top. And then I pull out the candy apple. and ink through that and make some red fireworks. When I saw this stencil, when I got the Storyteller collection just very, very recently from Peacecraft Love, I thought exactly this, that I would make fireworks with this stencil. And so I am. And they're, like I said, kind of random in different places. I could have put some more on there. They don't really, there's not a ton of it visible after I'm done, but I'm okay with that. And then to make those little half circles, I'm going to punch out circles. But I didn't want to waste, and it wouldn't be a waste necessarily, but I didn't want to lose the ability to use this paper for something else. So I gut the inside so that I can use that firework paper or the back of it, which is like a light blue with polka dots, in the future. So this way I could cut the circles and then, or punch the circles and then cut them in half. And then I can use what's left from that for another layout. And I can also use the outside to mat my paper, another layout that I do for the 4th of July or patriotic or whatever I want to do. Because the other one is that same blue paper that I'm using right there, but it's got polka dots and it's really cute, so it doesn't have to be patriotic. Excuse me. So to make my little embellishments with the half circles, I am going to take the zig pen and write a line down with the ruler, because I can't keep a straight line, can't write a straight line, can't draw a straight line. Not at all. Nope. So I decided that this is the best way to do it. And so I've cut my little circles in half. I start with a dark one, and then I'm just going to alternate. So do the fireworks side, then the polka dot, and then back and forth. And I like the way that looks. I put down some of my picture, or I put the cut apart on there so that I can get an idea for what I need to be tucking to finish things out. And you can see how some of those fireworks are going to kind of get covered up. Not completely, because some of that will peek out around where the fireworks go. And I'm okay with that. I think that it looks really cool that way, actually. So that is all good. And then I was just kind of loosely measuring how, like where things would be behind that cut apart. Because I didn't want to waste all the half circles and put them down and then cover them. So I figured I would just tuck them in afterwards. So I am finishing up getting the little half circles on here. And I really do love the way that this turned out. I was starting to wonder if it was going to look ridiculous with that pin marking, but you really can't see the pin because I put those circles right up against it. And I don't think that it would have looked bad if you could have seen the pin. So I'm okay with all of that. And then, and you can see where those fireworks are kind of peeking out from behind them. I really do love that. Some of them look like they're intentionally well, I'll just let you all believe that I did that on purpose. It's fine. Because Christy even has, you can see on the sketch, there's a couple of her half circles that look kind of like sunshines and that they have rays coming out. So I kind of did that, not on purpose. And I'll admit it because that's why my channel is called Scrapping on the Fly. So anyway, so I decided I was going to go embellishment crazy. I am pretty much done with the 4th of July, other than my childhood 4th of July. So I thought, I'm just going to use the things. Anything that was really specific to the 4th of July, I wanted to use, all the fireworks. Not that you can't blow off fireworks on a different day. Obviously, my old neighbors were very aware. But the fireworks and exploded and unexploded. I think that I brought in, of course, the thing says 4th of July. And then I also have one that says Time to Sparkle. And that's what I'm officially going to title this page. And then I pull this little bunting or whatever and put it down here at the bottom. I thought that looked really cute. I feel like a lot of these other things don't necessarily need to be for the 4th of July. They could be for anything patriotic, or, you know, it doesn't even have to necessarily be patriotic. The little bicycle, America the Beautiful, all that stuff. I mean, there is one more that says 4th of July right there, that big one. But I think that that is okay. And because I have like Memorial Day and Labor Day and things like that that I can document. So I don't think I'll have an issue trying to use some more of the stash in future layouts. But I really just kind of went over and above and did the more is more is more is more. And then when I got done, I decided I wanted to add a little shine and sparkle. So I pull out one of my mica mists and this plastic to try and keep it from doing all the crazy things, which I already did one of the crazy things and smeared it. So I made a little mess up there in the top left corner. I'm going to put some stars on top of it so it's not as noticeable. It's fine. I mean, you know, it's a shooting star, right? That's exactly what it is. Totally on purpose. So anyway, here is the close-ups of this layout. I really do like the way this turned out. I think it's super fun. I had a lot of fun creating it. I appreciate that Christy let us borrow her inspirational mind so that we could use this layout or this sketch to build from. And this little half circle embellishment really is neat and something different that I haven't seen. So I hope you'll go below to the Scrap Timber playlist and hop along. I would love it if you all would use her sketch and create and share. And I hope you'll come back and see me again really soon. Have a great night and happy scrapping.